Hey everyone, in this video we're going to review our specialized Excel spreadsheet that we created for the plumbing trade. And like all of our spreadsheets, we break everything down section by section that we feel that's important for that trade. And in this one you'll see there are additional elements that we put on there that you don't necessarily see on the plans. So if that's something you're interested in, stay tuned. All right, everyone, let's look at the specialized Excel spreadsheet design, especially for the plumber. So what we do, our first section is we include all of the horizontal runs. Okay, so whether it's the sanitary pipe vent, in this case, we had some compressed air, cold water, we broke the cold water, hot water down, hot water return. Okay, so these are all of the horizontal measures, and we break that down because of the cost unit. The time it takes to install the horizontal measures as opposed to the vertical measures are different in terms of man-hour totals. Okay, and so we break that down. Our second section is going to be our vertical measures. Okay, so whatever pipes we got from the riser diagram, okay, those are the runs that we show here. Okay, so first section of our specialized Excel spreadsheet is going to include all of the pipe runs of horizontal and vertical. And now we include all of the equipment that is counted and taken from the equipment plan. And we put the material cost in red because that's what we got from our cost book. And that kind of clues our sub to verify our material cost based on, what their cost would be. Okay, and then again, we get the cost unit, how long it's going to take to install one unit from our cost book, and so it helps us reliably determine how many man hours for our plumbing job. And these are all of our pieces of plumbing equipment: floor drains, water heaters, lavs, water closets, urinals, everything, trench drain. Okay, and now all of the miscellaneous charges that you would also include that don't necessarily show themselves on the plan, and the most important one is the rough-in cost for each of the pieces of plumbing equipment. And remember that rough-in is the additional cost to install a piece of plumbing equipment for the very first time. And you can see here for the water closet, for the toilet, $644 per unit. So this is something that you never want to leave out. And again, this isn't something, this is based on your experience. A plumber had to tell this estimator, right, that these are additional costs. And again, in my study, right, because I have estimating books, we make sure we include those costs. And I can think of a few times where the plumber was surprised that I had these additional costs in there. Okay, so very important miscellaneous cost. Then the vent to roof and all the ball valves and gas cocks, and it's important to make sure you base all of these on the size of the pipe that they are connected to, because the cost is going to be different. And last but not least, we're always going to include insulation for our pipes. Not the sewer pipes, of course, but all of our water pipes, gas pipes. And so we have to determine how many linear feet of each size pipe and include that. So again, all this miscellaneous are things that you don't see on the plans, but you need to include because that is part of your cost. Okay, and flush and test the system. What we don't see on the plans, part of your cost. And this is I'm an estimator. I'm not a plumber, so they know what it costs them, and this is something, a lump sum, LS lump sum, we put on there. So, and then I don't ever put any overhead profit. They, are able to put that in there themselves, because that's what they should do. Okay, so again, Excel spreadsheet. Now, do you show this to the general contractor? Because it shows absolutely everything, your labor rate, right? If you were to include your overhead and profit, it would show it. I'm kind of divided. Sometimes we advise them to give it. It depends on the relationship. If you've done the work for this GC a lot and they don't really care, and then show it. GCs that you really don't have a relationship with, I would not recommend giving your detailed Excel spreadsheet, because all they're going to do is pick it apart. So I would recommend, writing up your sheet that details the scope of work based on the plans, based on the specifications, and then give them your lump sum and just let them know that the detailed estimate is available upon request. Okay, that would probably be the best bet. Keep you from having your work pulled apart. But this is something that's good for you, of course. Okay, now what we're going to do next is, after this video, we're going to go over the cost book and our man-hour totals. And just for different scopes of work, just give you an idea of the assembly price for this run, because this is an assembly price run where it includes the hangers, and we just want to go through that. Okay, so again, always good to have a detailed Excel spreadsheet. For our plumbing, we break down all the pipes and the horizontal measures we get from the plan view, the vertical measures we get from the riser diagram, and we count 10 feet for every one we see in the vertical rise. All the equipment cost, and then the miscellaneous, which is a ton of extra money if you don't include it. Rough in cost, all the connectors, valves, and last but not least, the insulation, and then of course to test and flush the system. So give me your thoughts. Make sure you watch the next video, which talks about now how we determine the man hours for every scope of work. Give me your thoughts. Make sure you do subscribe, and we will see you at the next class. And we are trying to help you become the master in construction that you ought to be. See you next time. Okay, I hope you found that information very useful. And make sure to join up at our website, our program we call Construction Master. It's $49.99 a month, and you meet with us 3 times a week. We work on your own projects, and we go through an array of different types of buildings and different projects that we know eventually over time, like I did, you'll become an expert. See you soon.